Hey guys, what's up? It's Gear 13 here, making a video today on the gear and equipment that a U.S. Army rifleman would have worn in 2008 in either Afghanistan or Iraq. Alright, so to begin with, this rifle is not an M4. It's just a basic AR-15 that I'm using for this video. I don't have an M4. And we're not here to go over limb felt. And we're not here to go over rifles, we're here to go over equipment, because plenty of other people go over the guns, but I like going over the gear. So to begin with, we're going to go from top to bottom. So to start with, this is an ACH, or Advanced Combat Helmet. These started being introduced in the U.S. Army about 2003, now I think about 2004, and then by 2005 they just about completely took over. So to begin with, I have this Surefire helmet light on it, and it is either red or white. It also has, I believe, a mode for night vision. It also has cat eyes, it has black goggles, along with a rhino mount. And as to notice, it has a tan NVG bracket, because those started being introduced, as far as I'm aware, by about 2008. That's when they were actually being issued. Before then, as far as I'm aware, that was people spray painting them. And then I have this nape pad here on the back. Now, let me go ahead and take these gloves off. So they were using several different types of gloves, really wherever they got issued. They used a lot of these pilot gloves, which you'll also see them going around with Wiley X hard knuckle gloves, which, let me just say, those are the best pair of gloves I've ever had. They're absolutely amazing. They're a bit big on the size, but they're good gloves. And I know I said I'm going from top to bottom, but I like to go ahead and get the gloves off just to make it easier to pick stuff up. Now, moving on next, we got the ESS goggles. These are black lens. They're shades, but they will stop shrapnel. And these were used a lot more common than the goggles, that's for sure. Hardly anyone ever uses goggles, and I don't understand why. Then moving on, we got the centerpiece, the IBA, or Interceptor body armor, also called OTV, or Outer Tactical Vest. It is a Kevlar vest. I believe it's rated NIG level 3, something about like that. It will stop 9mm and fragmentations, but inside you can put SAFI plates, which are rated level 4 once you have the Kevlar behind it. And it has 2 plates, front and back, actually sorry, 4, because this has these right here. Now these are side plates. I had to look it up real quick, but these are called Carrier Enhanced Side Ballistic Insert. These are small little level 4 SAFI plates inside. These are very bulky, very heavy, very poorly designed. They stick out a lot like a pouch, and you'll see a lot of people using these with their IBAs back in the day, especially in Iraq, because the IED threat was so high. Now, let's see, I also have this groin protector right here. I have this neck protector along with this throat protector. The only thing I'm missing is the DAPs, which is the arm protectors, but I don't really want them on this vest, to be honest. And I have U.S. Army right here, have rank right here. Sometimes people put their names, sometimes people just wouldn't even wear these at all. Then I have a seatbelt cutter. There was another kind being issued out at the time that was a lot smaller than this, but these were also commonly used. I have a smoke grenade pouch, but obviously no smoke grenade. A grenade pouch, flashbang pouch, IFAK, and 6 magazines, along with a multi-tool. Now, one thing I did that you can see from time to time. Now, I'm trying to show a bunch of different iterations of military equipment used throughout the GWOT, because there was a bunch of different equipment, so I'm doing different iterations, even if it was rare. For example, every now and then, you would see where soldiers would take their camelbacks and they would tie them to their IBA like this. And personally, I like doing this. Now anyways, that's the vest. Now all in all, this vest probably weighs about 40 pounds with everything in it. Keep in mind, I don't have a flashbang, a smoke grenade, or a, or water in my camelback. It's dry right now. So now, let's move on to something else. We got this here pistol holster, just an airsoft M9 Beretta in it. and there's no, I don't have Beretta magazine, so I don't have anything in there. And then I have knee pads. And one thing you might have noticed is I'm having it like this. I don't have it bloused in. That was intentional because in them countries, it gets very hot out there, and so they would intentionally unblouse it. They still do that in the Army to this day if it hits a certain degree. I think about 100 degrees is when they start doing it. And it's usually well over 100 degrees out there. And all in all, this kit weighs about 65 pounds like this. When you factor in water, smoke grenade, a real pistol with real ammo, and a flashbang, is probably going to get around 70 to maybe 73 pounds. So this is the equipment that a soldier would have worn in either Afghanistan or Iraq in right around 2008. And thank you for watching. Also, I talked about this in the channel before, and I just wanted to show it real quick. But putting on the IVA is very hard, especially once you start putting equipment directly to the vest, especially on the front here, which is why it's better to run an FLC or fight and load carrier. It's really hard once you have these side plates on it. That's why most soldiers, you will see them kind of carry things off to the side like triple mag pouches, like keep them further to the side. Try to keep the lighter stuff directly in front so I can close the flappies here. So I wanted to show y'all that real quick. How hard it is to just close it. Now, I have it set up about as good as it's going to get with the equipment I have, but even now it's hard to close it. And maybe I'm just a sissy, but I don't know, man, it's kind of hard. You usually have to lift up on the plate to get the latch, and the buttons are really hard to get to close. And even then, you'll have it like this. So it's kind of hard to get on all the way. One other thing to mention about closing it, when you have this patch on right here, it's dang near impossible to get this to close on this because there's just too much mush in the way to apply enough pressure directly. So I usually have to take this off.